What it be, y'all? Once again, Rezin 47 back in effect for another video. And this is going to be another discography ranking video on one of my favorite bands of all time. As a matter of fact, this is going to be on my favorite band of all time. And this is my discography ranking for the one and only Nirvana. You know, the founders, or the people that put grunge on the map. The people that got hair metal down the fucking toilet. And this is gonna be a discography ranking only on the albums that Kurt Cobain was alive for, so only the stuff they put out from 1989 until 1994. So, got 5 albums, 3 studio albums, 1 compilation, 1 live album. So, only the Kurt Cobain era stuff, so we'll get to it. Number 5. This is actually surprisingly one of the most revered and loved albums Nirvana ever put out. And it's far and away their most popular live album, which is why I'm putting it in here. And it's released in 1994, aired in 1993. Unplugged in New York, MTV. Their acoustic live album. I think this and Alice in Chains are like the best unplugged albums. Between those two, I would say this. This and Live Tonight Sold Out were the first things I ever saw from Nirvana. Didn't get the album like on CD or, until 2020. Because for me, if I could watch it, I just listen to it. I'll just watch it instead. But I gotta have it for the CD collection. I'm anal about that. But yeah, it's a fucking classic. I mean, what needs to be said about this? I mean, you get, it's about a girl that, oh my god, come as you are, Jesus don't want me for a sunbeam, the Vaseline's cover with, Chris on the accordion, Man You Sold the World, David Bowie cover. I love how Cobain, fucking tuned down his guitar, a half step down to make it sound darker, because in the original, David Bowie song, it's just standard tuning, but I think it sounds better half step down. But you get Pain Road that does this Kurt by himself. What else on there? Plateau with Brothers Meat, the Meat Puppets. Lake of Fire. Oh my god. I love that song. Kurt really sings his ass off on that track. And he also sings his ass off on the very last track, which is the Leadbelly cover. Where Did You Sleep Last Night, which was, I think it was originally called In the Pines, the Leadbelly one. But man, Kurt goes off on that shit. I think he's talking to Courtney in that song. I think. But yeah, the Unplugged in New York live album, classic. This is so iconic. You can fucking. I picked this up at Walmart. That's how iconic this is, for $5. So. 1994, the last release that they put out that was authorized. I think that Kurt Cobain had an input on, because he was a part of the recording of it, and it was released in '94. So, number 5, number 4, it's the debut album, Bleach, from 1989. This is when Nirvana was 4 members. Kurt Cobain was spelled with a D at that time. Chris Novoselic, Chad Channing on drums, and they also had a second guitarist, Jason Everman, who does not actually appear on this album, even though he was credited on the back. They just used him to pay for the studio time, which everybody knows how much it was. It was $600. Yeah. This was recorded with Jack and Dino at Reciprocal Recording, the same producer in the studio that put out Babes in Toy and Spanking Machine album. If you know me, you know what that is. But this came first, and this is their probably their heaviest. They're their most pissed off. They're rawest form right here. You get Blue, Floyd the Barber, that love. Oh my! I can't get that riff out of my head once I listen to that song. And then you get the studio version of About a Girl, School, Love Buzz. My favorite track on this album, Paper Cuts. And my favorite track on here is Where Did You Sleep Last Night? But Paper Cuts, that song is so fucking dark. The guitars on that, Kurt's singing is so haunting. The story is fucking disturbing, and which was real. That song should get talked about a lot more. Scoff is on here. Swap Meat. Big Cheese. Downer. I love Downer. One of my favorite songs they've ever done. Oh, now in restitution, I live without your data fusion. Love it. Yeah, this is them at their best. Well, I don't say their best, but they're rawest. They're most pissed off. Like Kurt just scribbled these out just on the fly, just getting his anger out, writing these songs. So yeah, it's my number 4, the debut album, Bleach. I can hit a water real quick, and I'll get to my third one. Alright, number 3. This album is underrated right here. I love this. It's one of my go-tos from the band. It's not an official studio album, but the songs in here are just amazing. Number 3 is Incesticide. Love this album so much. The songs in here, the song selections are amazing. Great songs they picked out for their B-sides, like Rarity's album. They got the Rubber Ducky. I think that's the one that Kurt used for recording Drain You. And the inside here. And I could never get lucky with this album. I have it on CD, vinyl, and cassette. None of those pressings have that rant that Kurt put in here, which is a shame because I love it. This right here is like mostly outtakes from like Bleach, Nevermind, like cover songs. So you get Dive, which was cut from Nevermind. Sliver, cut from Nevermind, which I think could have been on there. One of my favorite songs ever. Like, Mom and Dad went to a show. Dropped me off at Grandpa Joe's. Kicked him screen, said please don't go. I love that. That's one of my first favorite songs from Nirvana. And then you get Stain. I love that. That was on the Blue EP. Been a Sun. Love that fucking song. Then you get like Turn Around, which I think was a Wipers cover. Son of a Gun. You get New Wave Polly, which is like the faster, like more punk version of Polly. Beeswax, that should have been on Bleach. Beeswax. Kurt's like saying a bunch of bullshit, but it's so good because he just sounds so pissed and crazy on that song. Downer appears on here again, which is I don't know, I kind of confused on why that appears in here again because it was on the CD, but another one of my favorite Nirvana songs, Mexican Seafood, about being sick as fuck like I am right now. But the lyrics on there are fucking disgusting, but it's still a great song. Hairspray Queen, Aero Zeppelin. The Kurt's vocals like in the first half of that song. Then you get at the end you get Aneurysm, which is like one of Kurt's favorite Nirvana songs. So yeah, underrated out right here. Should get talked about more. The songs in here could have been on Bleach and Nevermind. The cover songs are great too. Nirvana and Set Aside, number 3. Next up at number 2. A lot of people put this at number 1. And I honestly can't argue with that. I think this is like probably the most important album in all of music history in my opinion. Because like if it wasn't for this album, all my favorite alternative rock bands like Nirvana, like Babes in Toyland, like Helium, probably wouldn't have had a chance to break out if it wasn't for this record. From 1991, September 24th. Nevermind. I mean, the album title speaks for itself. Masterpiece. One of the most important albums of all time. I think this is in the Library of Congress. Pretty sure it is. Iconic cover. Fuck Spencer Elden though. Cover's still iconic. This is parodied so many times by so many different people. Iconic. This is their first album with Dave Grohl. who was originally in another band called Scream. And this is where they found themselves, right here. And this blew up, as y'all know. Blew up like no one's business. And this is the 20th anniversary reissue. That's like remastered, and it sounds amazing. The OG sounds great too. Produced by Butch Vig, who also went on to produce like L7, Bricks Are Heavy, Green Day, 21st Century Breakdown. But I mean, Smells Like Teen Spirit, everybody knows that. You know, In Bloom, Come As You Are. My favorite track on this album. Oh, and I forgot to mention my favorite track on Incesticide. Let me hold on here. It's fucking tough. I'll go with Beeswax. My favorite track on here is Breed. I love that crunchy, fuzzy guitar riff. Like, it sounds like Kurt was using like a big muff pedal to do that shit. I love playing that song on guitar. It just goes so hard. Lithium, which is like my favorite single on here. And I'm not burning out on the singles on this album either because I don't listen to radio. So you get Lithium, Territorial Pissings. Love that. That's like the most punk song on here. Drain You, Lounge Act, Stay Away, On a Plane. Then for Something in the Way, you get a hidden track. My favorite hidden track of all time, which is Endless Nameless. And the Live at the Paramount version of that song is my favorite Nirvana song of all time. Because I saw that on Live Tonight, sold out. So yeah, legendary album, production's fire. No, Kurt didn't like it. I think the production is great. And the songs in here are all legendary. Every song on this album could have been its own single. That's how fucking good this album is. Nevermind, 1991. Then at number 1, we're getting that water again. This will always be my favorite Nirvana album. This is never changing. I think this is the best thing they've ever done. I think this is their defining moment as a band. Their best record, their best sound, etc. 1993's final record from the band, In Utero. In Utero, my favorite Nirvana album. It's their heaviest, their grimiest. Like it's their best album to me. Like I said, if you think Nevermind's the best, that's all good. This is where it's at for me personally. Like Cobain's songwriting on here, a little more personal, but it's just so. His songwriting and poetry on here is just so good, and the artwork too. The artwork too, like all the fucking fetus diagrams and all that. And I love this inside picture right here, as well as this picture right here, which I want to show that's in the booklet. Let's see. That right there, Cobain with the red hair. I love that. All right, so man, what's on here, man? He starts off with Serve the Servants, classic opening track. And I think that was a single. If not, I think it could have been. My favorite track on this album, Soundless Apprentice. That was written by the whole band. And if you have the Kurt Cobain Journals book, I think it's like around the 260 pages mark. There's a crazy ass fucking music video treatment that Cobain had for that song. I mean, it was supposed to be like something like, it was supposed to be like some guy stumbling around drunk at a party with a shotgun and just like shooting people down. Oh my god, imagine if they did that video. It wouldn't be able to be on MTV, but would have been sick. Then you get a Heart-Shaped Box, classic. Rate Me. I would like to get the Walmart version of this album that has like, instead of Rate Me, it says Waif Me. I would like to get that, but that's expensive. Francis Farmer Will Have a Revenge on Seattle. That's a great song. An underrated one. Fairy Ape. Milk It, one of my other top favorites. Radio Friendly Unit Shifter. Tourette's, All Apologies. Then if you have the UK version, 20 minutes after All Apologies, there's another hidden track called Gallons of Rubbing Alcohol Flowed Through the Strip, which, like Endless Nameless, they just did that on the spot. And even like the B-sides and the outtakes of this album are fucking amazing too, like the song Moist Vagina, that was like on the All Apologies single. The fuck else? The I Hate Myself and Wanna Die song, which was supposed to be the title for this album. I cannot get enough of that song. That's like, I love that song. I think it should have been on here. So yeah, this is their best album in my opinion. The best sound. Steve Albini did a great job on production. Kurt sounds so good on the vocals. Guitars are nasty. The drums are so heavy. This is their best album right here. This is where they peaked. In Utero, 1993. So, that's my Nirvana Discography ranking video. Thank you all for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share this shit. And until then, I'll see you on the next one. I'm out.